a confession that I need to make to you. I was completely wrong about something. That's what we're going to talk about today, in just a few minutes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Are
Always
you?
look forward to Amanda's confession. So we're talking about Simone Biles, who I really, to be honest, didn't know who she was till you told me about
This
her a
week.
couple days ago.
Yeah.
So I guess she's
Crazy.
like the #1 gymnastic athlete of all time.
She's
won
the GOAT.
13 gold medals. She's the LeBron James or Michael Jordan of Olympic gymnastics.
Michael Phelps of swimming. Yes.
There you go. There you
Michael
go.
Phelps,
Good comparison. And she quit recently, and everybody thought it was because of an ankle injury, I guess.
Something.
And
yeah.
so it's like, oh,
It was
obviously.
very
okay.
suspicious.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't perform, obviously, because you have an injury. But then she came out, I guess it was yesterday or the past couple of days,
Yeah.
and she said it was not because of an ankle injury or anything like that. It was because she was struggling with mental health issues.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, and then,
Can I tell you my confession yet? Go
hold
ahead.
on,
No.
in just a second, tell me your confession. But then it seems like in the media and different personalities have really jumped on her and criticized her
Heartbreaking.
because they say, well, you're letting down your team. You're letting down our country. You're allowing the other countries to win when we obviously should have won the gold. And why are you being so selfish here, Simone?
Simone, yeah. people have
Simone,
been
why are you
really
being
mean.
so selfish and not sacrificing your personal needs for the sake of your team and our country? This is the Olympics. You need to buck up, Buttercup, and get your brave face on and do what's needed to compete in the Olympics.
Also not a war. Like it's a sport. You know what I mean?
It's not even-
She's not fighting for our freedom of a
Right. So I want to hear your confession.
Okay.
One more thing, though. It isn't war. You're right. It's not war. It's not even like traditional sport competition. This is the Olympics where our globe is coming together. This is the one time that this ever happens.
Yeah.
Every 4 years, and sometimes every 2 years, depending if you like the Winter Olympics. But we come together as a globe and we say we're going to put down everything and we're going to
not
come
fighting each
together
other.
and we're going to compete.
and play sports.
Right,
We're
and
not
we
fighting.
support other countries and we support other athletes no matter what country they come from. Of course, we root for the United States, but we also we love the games. We love the background stories.
Oh.
And so what happened? What's your confession?
Okay, thank you, Matt. Okay, so at first, when she withdrew from the team competition, I didn't understand it. And I was like, well, I admit, I thought, well, that doesn't seem very fair to her other teammates.
Right.
Why can't she do this to get the gold? And I am horrified at myself because that was my original thought.
You thought that she should have
instead of being kind, I was critical, and I don't want to be that kind of woman.
Right. Well, you're
Especially
a sports
when
mom.
it comes, yes.
And you understand that mentality that sometimes you just gotta be tough.
Well, and I've told my kids that probably, like, come on, like, shake it. My dad told me when I was playing sports, I was a 3-sport athlete. He'd say, shake it off.
Right.
You're solid. You know. That's
so you're
the
like,
way
Simone, shake it off.
And that's the way that I'm a Gen Xer. That's the way that we were raised that way. But then I heard more about, no, this is a mental health injury, which is still an injury, by the way.
Explain that. How is a mental health thing an injury? How does that
Something's broken.
keep you from competing athletically, physically?
Well, maybe like say her arm was broken. Okay. That's an injury that makes her not be able to compete.
Correct.
Right? There's something broken in her brain that is causing her not to be able to focus. So when she is flipping, when she hits like that vault and she's flying through the air, which she does, and she's not focused and there's an injury in her brain, she's going to hurt herself. She can't do that landing. Right? I think that is an injury. I was talking to someone, our friend Steve in the hallway was telling me about that, our coworker. So I thought, oh, that is a good point. That was dangerous for her to be able to continue. And then you think you never know what someone else has gone through. And we know more about her struggles than we should because of the whole story about that doctor, Nasser, and what he did to her and other gymnasts. I can't imagine then going out and performing, everyone in the world knowing what happened to you, having to go to all the press conferences. And maybe more important, we should be supporting her decision to protect her mental health than getting a gold medal.
Well, we're curious. What do you think? Like Anastasia and the rest of you that are watching, what's your thoughts? Do you think that Simone should have shaken it off, that this is an important event, that it's the Olympics, and for our country, she should have just been able to focus, maybe take an hour and get her mind right, talk to coaches, and continue on for the sake of the Olympics? This could be her last Olympics. Or is her mental health more of a priority? Because we talked about yesterday, we talked this morning about The Bachelorette, how there was one of the final 4 contestants. He decided to quit all of a sudden because he got a phone call from his 4-year-old son wondering, Daddy, where are you? How come you're not spending time with me? And he decided to quit because he realized that there was a bigger priority, that he needed to spend time with his 4-year-old son. And so I get that. There are other priorities, like family. And that is one problem that we have in our culture. Do you guys agree that sometimes we put achievements, including gold medals, success, celebrity, money, all of that stuff over other priorities that God says are more important, like family, mental health, our spiritual well-being, our mental well-being? You know, we've had our priorities have just been so
out of whack.
And so I think it's important for us to have a little bit more empathy and sympathy for this Simone Biles, because of what she's going through. And, you know, and I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe you guys can let me know. I read in one article that she could return. Is she out completely? I read an article that she might return for
individuals today.
Individuals.
Because then there's the all-around competition. And I think she pulled out of the all-around competition, and then the individual. So I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, I'm 90% sure.
Yeah.
That, but here, I have so many tabs open in my brain about opinions and things that I want to say. But I think that the number one is that I most importantly, yes, I'm an American. Yes, I love sports. I'm a sports fan. And
Amber says she can't hear us. Are we on?
We should be on the whole time.
Amber, check your computer.
Are we on now?
Yes, hopefully. Okay, we'll continue. We have to be on. If you're not on, let us know, guys, if you can't hear us. Amber, try the unmute.
Because that was really important.
It's important that what we're saying you guys be able to hear.
Mm-hmm.
There it goes. She says, there it goes. So we don't know if Amber was you or if it was us. Interesting.
We should check at the beginning. Do you want to check that real quick while I share?
How do I do that? I don't know how to do that.
You can rewind at the beginning and
then
yes. Sorry.
Maybe you do that. I don't know how to do that. All right. Well,
you
anyways,
have to do it on your computer. Well,
hey guys, if you were wondering, are they live? Yes.
Yeah.
We're live.
Well, I think I had to check myself, and my first thing is not just an Olympics fan. It's more important than a sports fan, even more important than being an American and a patriot, is the fact that I'm a woman of God and I've dedicated my life to serve Jesus.
Sure.
And so the most important thing of what do I do as a woman that has dedicated my life to serve Jesus, and that is to have love for people. He says, what is the greatest commandment? Is to love.
Yeah.
And so my job is not to be critical of someone who is suffering. And instead, my job is to love and pray for her and do whatever I can to support.
Right.
Right.
Which is interesting because your MO, Amanda, is get your brave on. Be tough.
I know.
Get out there and face your challenges. There's nothing that's impossible for you. Persevere. Be determined. Overcome any obstacle. That is what you say to a lot of people.
I know.
That's your thing. That's your thing. That's your gig, Amanda. And so it's kind of like, well, wait a second, though. There are times, this is pretty groundbreaking. Are you trying to listen?
I'm trying to see if it worked.
Amanda's very concerned on whether or not you can hear us or not.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. You're right.
There are times, are there times when it's okay to quit? Because we certainly don't want to give that message to our kids, or do we? Do we want to tell our kids, hey guys, sometimes it's okay to quit?
Yeah.
Sue
Why
says,
is that not brave?
Right. Sue says, I think she did what she needed to do for herself and take care of herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, to me, that is brave. That took a lot of guts. I think I don't know. I know. I checked myself because that's what my confession was earlier in the video, that my initial reaction was, why can't you work hard and persevere?
Amanda, if you were Simone's mom and you were there in Tokyo, right?
Yeah, I know.
And she was going through that, would you say, Simone, all right, we're done. We're done. We've trained for many years.
Yeah.
We've gone through the pandemic, and I know this could be your last Olympics, probably.
But it's not her only.
It's not her only, but still, but remember, this is your child.
Yeah.
You've put a lot of work into this, Amanda, yourself. You've sacrificed a lot yourself.
Yeah.
And you want to make your country proud. You want to make your team proud. And you don't want to let the team down, right? The camera spotlight is on you just as much as it is her. And so what do you say to Simone, your daughter? Do you say, do you have the courage to say, all right, we're going to quit. We're going to go home. And we're going to...
I would hope so.
This is it. This is
I
the
get
end of
the
our
dilemma.
Yeah.
I would hope so. I would hope that...
Or would you
as
say...
As a mother, you always... the number
would you
one
try
thing
to talk
is,
her into it?
I might have.
Yeah.
I might have.
Because
I've talked my kids into, come on, you got to go try out. You know, like my daughter's going through volleyball tryouts right now for Rockland High School, and I'm giving her the speech. You know, so I'm taking her, and she hates it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
You got to work hard, and even if you miss the shot, it doesn't matter. You just keep going, and you're positive, and the coach wants to see how great of a kid you are, and all of those things. And I think, but she didn't make the team last year. My daughter didn't for her freshman year.
Right.
And she was crushed. And so I went through that. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I hug you, love you, no matter what. And let's do whatever we need to do to train all year long so you can make it this year. And so this was her second tryout.
Interesting.
Dear Lord, can you pray with me? This is her second time.
Look at where you're at right now.
I know.
You want her to do well. You want her to make the team. You want her to succeed. See, it's tough.
It's really
when you
hard.
have that mindset, especially for
And imagine
athletes.
being Simone Biles and having basically the entire United States of America to be your mom.
Yeah.
To be that mom saying, try hard, work hard.
Right.
Maybe you put it into that perspective. That sounds crushing.
Because, most of the time what we hear about when you talk about the Bible and the messages of the Bible and the encouragement from the Bible is to never quit, to be perseverers.
Well, but they also say
determined.
we need rest.
Correct. That's right.
Also says there's a balance, right?
Yes.
You need rest. And come away with me, Jesus says, and I'll show you real rest.
And take on God's yoke, because God's yoke is easy.
My burden is light.
Right. A lot of times we put on the yoke and the burdens of the world, of achievement, and all those other superficial things, when the things that God says are the priority are our family, are our mental and spiritual well-being. So
I wrote something about this morning. Sorry,
here we go, everybody. You ready for the...
No,
you're ready
I'm not
for it.
preaching at all. I was listening to it this morning, feeling convicted at my original thoughts about it, and then thinking about all the pressure and everything she's been through. I said, hey, mental health check-in, how are you doing? Everyone, like, how are you doing? Mental health check-in.
You're saying this to yourself?
I'm saying it I put this up on my Facebook page.
Yeah, actually, that is a great question. How are you guys doing? Let us know. How are you doing today mentally? Do you need prayer? Are you struggling with something? Are you stressful? I love that idea. Absolutely.
And I said, I admit me to forging forward most of the past 11 years of single motherhood while battling mental health struggles off and on my own. I've been through anxiety times. I've been through depression times. I've been through all of that. And always adopting this get your brave on thing, because that's what, no, you can't give in to fear. I mean, you can't quit on single parenting, right?
Sure.
That's not an option. I said, maybe I should have done more of what Simone Biles just did and given myself more breaks.
What does that mean? How does that look? Paint that picture.
Maybe I should have. I'm really bad about planning vacations and going away with my kids. It seems stressful to me, and money's tight and hard when you're a single parent and living in California. So, like, I should probably have given myself more rest days. Because if we get ourselves more rest days, if we give ourselves more vacations, and we're able to fill ourselves up more and let ourselves off the hook more, maybe we don't get to, I cannot compare to the pressure that she has, but maybe we don't get to these overwhelming moments when we're exploding in anger over people, or when we're stressed at work and we're unable to function.
Right.
And then I said, this is a beautiful reminder that God's love and our love for each other is not based on our performance.
Right. It's all about identity. You're right. That's where it stems from.
God doesn't love me more because I didn't take a vacation.
Right.
Right? Oh, you worked really hard in ministry every single day.
Right.
And he doesn't love me less when I say, I need a what do they call that when professors? Yes. I need a sabbatical. Probably should have taken one of those a couple of years ago.
Right. Correct. Because we need healing. We need rest. We need to renew our minds, as God says. And so we need, like, in Simone Biles' situation, her identity is not based on winning another gold medal. She shouldn't, her value shouldn't be based on that. Although we do, because let's look at ourselves here, Amanda. We're saying, Simone Biles, she's the GOAT. She's the greatest of all time, because look how amazing. Look what an achiever she has been. She's won all these gold medals, and she's amazing. And so we're saying Simone Biles is great based on those things.
You're right. Instead of just
you see what I'm saying?
Being
right, instead of being her, just being her. So think about that for a second, where we should be praising her just as much for quitting as all those gold medals for being a leader and a supporter of her team. But that's just the way our culture works, and it's a bad road that we've gone, and we need to correct it, where we value people not based on how much money they make, where they live, the kind of car they drive, what kind of achievement they have, what they look like, right, on Facebook Live, but
he's making fun of, this is my makeup kit that I have right here that I put on before we do this. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Maybe I think personally, I'm just going to put it out there, that this decision of Simone Biles to withdraw to protect her mental health is way more powerful in history than her if she would have won the gold for the team.
Hopefully we take that nugget and we
reflect on it. This moment is way more powerful. We will remember this more than if she would have competed with the team and the USA would have won gold.
Yes.
This is more powerful, right?
I agree.
That is the brave, I guess that's the brave lesson.
See, that's what the Olympics are about, Amanda.
Yeah.
That's why so many people like the Olympics. I'm not a huge fan, and I've made this argument that it's more popular with women than it is men. It's because of these stories. It's the drama. It's not necessarily the events, but it's the drama surrounding the events and the backstories and everything that make it so interesting, you know?
So what can we do moving forward? I mean, is it weird that I started praying for her? I was sitting there this morning, I was like, God, would you just be with her?
Yep.
Like, just comfort her, and maybe I should start just praying for everybody to be more supportive.
Absolutely. And you know who else we need to pray for is those firefighters. As we're looking out our window right now, the smoke is so thick right now. And if you're outside, if you've had to walk outside, you've smelled it.
Where is this fire?
They're everywhere. Our state is continually on fire during the summer. So we're praying for our firefighters. I have the honor and privilege today of going to bring CAL FIRE some Umpqua ice cream. These are the folks that are helping put the airplanes in the air to go drop the red retardant and go out there and support all the firefighters. Yep. So I'm going out to McClellan today to bless them with some ice cream.
Awesome.
Hopefully it lifts their spirits, because they're working so hard in this heat, these triple digits, and they are out there on the front lines of these fires putting them out. So we need to pray for them. And who doesn't want some Umpqua ice cream?
I do.
I just have to go and figure out
how many. Ship some to Tokyo right now.
Simone Biles, if we could,
It seems very.
It would be more
minimizing what's happening. I'm just saying.
It would be Umpqua soup, not Umpqua ice cream by the time it reached her.
Oh my goodness! Just keep praying. Keep praying.
Thanks, guys. God bless you. Have a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow on the radio. We're going to talk about lots of stuff about cats. If you're a cat person, you're going to want to listen to tomorrow's show.
Cats.
If you're a cat person. If you're a dog person, you're going to want to listen to tomorrow's show. If you don't like pets at all, you don't like animals, you're going to want to listen to tomorrow's show.
Just if you're a person.
Yeah. If you're a person, if you're breathing, you want to listen to tomorrow's show. If you like to breathe and eat, oh my gosh, tomorrow's show is for you.
We love you guys so much. Thank you.